Hey guys, my name's Gavin Hughes. I'm the head chef at the Byron Resort and Spa. Welcome me today to do a beautiful recipe at Duck Creek Macadamia Nut here in the Byron Hinterland. It's absolutely gorgeous up here today. What we're going to do is we're going to use some of these beautiful little Duck Creek orange blossoms, and we're going to make our own version of an orange Jaffa cake, incorporating these into the recipe with chocolate sponge and milk chocolate mousse. Okay, so first stages, we're going to make our Genoise sponge with a very simple recipe. 4 whole eggs, 120 grams of caster sugar. And all you want to do is just whisk this together. As I said, if you've got an electric beater, it is a bit easier and more efficient and quicker. I like to do things the old-fashioned way in cooking. I like to do things by hand. What we want to do is whisk this up when what we call the ribbon stage, where it's nice and thick and frothy. Okay, and after a couple of minutes and a massive workout, as you can see, it's what we call the ribbon stage without sounding all too chefy. That's probably trebled in volume. And then from there, we're going to add in 100 grams of plain flour and 20 grams of cocoa powder. Now this has been sieved already, so we just put that in there like this, like so, and just give that a really nice mix and make sure you get rid of all those lumps in there. And then from there, a little tip, just to dissolve that cocoa powder, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of warm water, and that just helps dissolve the cocoa powder in there. 2 tablespoons of warm water. Again, nice big beating. See that? Beautiful, no flecks in there, everything's folded through. Okay, our next stage is to put this Genoise sponge into one of our tins here, and as you can see, we just got a nice small tin. We don't want the sponge to be really thick, we just want to cook this. This takes about 8 minutes in the oven, about 160 degrees centigrade, so we're just going to gently put this into our tin, like so. Look at that. You can almost taste it already, can you? Beautiful. So we don't want too much, so I'll just spread that out. Well, alternatively, you can do this in a big cake tin, but when you do that, you have to maybe cut the sponge 3 or 4 times. So we like to do it like this because we want to actually have small discs of sponge for this recipe. Okay, so where we are, we've got a nice smooth sponge, and we're going to put this in our oven at 170 degrees centigrade for about 8 minutes. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. You've got a nice moist sponge. If you look at the thickness of it here, that's what you want. If you've got a 3-tier cake, you don't want it to be too spongy. You want to have the right amounts of sponge to chocolate mousse for that. That's our first stage. Okay, our next stage is to do a beautiful milk chocolate mousse. You can use dark chocolate, but I prefer milk chocolate with orange. It's just a personal preference. So in the pan goes 40 mils of milk. Again, a nice simple recipe, no chef secrets here. And 250 grams, and I like to use these milk chocolate Callebaut buttons. They're much easier to melt. Beautiful. Just put them all in together. But I like to do it like this, as long as you just keep your eye on the temperature, and you just want to melt that chocolate really gently. So okay guys, as you can see, this is beautiful melted. I've just stood over this small flame for about 2 minutes. We've got a beautiful glossy finish there on our chocolate. So our next stage is, this is another Cheetah's chocolate mousse. 200 mils of whipping cream into the bowl. And the next thing we want to do, again, is just whip this up again to the ribbon stage. And this is going to be obviously what's going to aerate your chocolate mousse. If you don't whip it enough, you're going to have a really flat mousse. It's not going to be very spongy. So you just want to whip it up. Whip this up to the ribbon stage. There's no gelatin in this recipe. The only thing that's going to set this is the cream and the chocolate, which is nice. So if you're vegetarian, that's lovely. Okay, so our cream's ready now. We've got a beautiful ribbon stage. We've got a lukewarm chocolate. A lot of people are afraid. Don't be afraid to fold your cream into lukewarm chocolate. As long as it's not too hot, it will not split or curdle the mousse. So just make sure you get all that chocolate out. Okay, our next step is to add in all of this cream into our chocolate mousse. Just use this again. Again, I'll use my little trick. I'll got a little bit on the table for the cameraman. Okay, and you just want to fold this through Again, you don't want to knock all the air out of it, but a lot of people are scared when they're folding things through mousses that you know, you have to make sure that they're completely binded together. And I'm not afraid to do this as well, as get the whisk in here and just make sure that you whisk it up, so otherwise you're going to get yourself a two-tone mousse. Now, just to accentuate the orange, I've got one orange here. We're just going to microplane the zest of one orange into the mousse just to give it that orangey flavour, as well as having it in the Duck Creek Macadamia Orange Obsessions. We want to have a little bit in there as well. Not too much. Okay, next step with this chocolate mousse is you just want to put it in the fridge and just let it sit. That'll take about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's workable. Okay guys, so our next stage is to cut out this beautiful chocolate Germoise sponge. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put 3 layers on each cake. So we'll start off with this. 3 layers of sponge. Okay, so we've got our nice cake ring here. As I said, I prefer to do individual cakes. You can do a big cake, but it's quite nice done like this. And you just want to get a piece of greaseproof paper. Okay, you just want to line the cake because you want that chocolate mousse not to stick to the cake. First step is to take one of the sponge bases, put it into the ring, press it down nice and flat, make sure it's nice and flat on there, beautifully snug in there. Okay, and our next stage is to take some of this chocolate mousse. As you can see that it's beautiful and set, and you just want to assemble that in there. Again, pressing down with the back of your spoon. Another layer of the Germoise sponge. Again, pressing it down, don't leave any air in there. Another layer of chocolate mousse. Tell you what, it smells beautiful. And we're finishing off with a layer of the sponge on top. Okay, compressing down again. There we have it. We put this in the fridge, a couple hours in the fridge just to let that chocolate mousse set again. Then we're going to take it out and present it and plate it up. We're going to try it. Okay, so we're taking this from the fridge. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Unpeel the paper, and there you have it. Our Duck Creek Orange Passion Jaffa Mousse Cake.